And now for some Crown Anthology, 100 Voices, 200 Poems by Tyler Knott Gregson. Edited by Analog de Leon and Gabriel Sage. Alright. Read a couple pages off of this. Or reread a couple pages, I should say. So we'll start at page 70. And I will say each writer's name at the end of every poem. Alright, the first one. We are survivors, broken and defeated, standing on a foreign shore. Waves of the past crash over our feet, washing away both sin and memory. Come to where we are kings and see our strength, the place where time and shadows aren't measured by length. Aiden Portwood. Kind of like that one. Why sit with paupers when you can stand with queens? You've earned your royalty, the purple regalia of your struggle, draped proudly across your shoulders. You won't sit high on a throne like others do. You know what it's like to beg in the streets, to look up and see nothing but walls. You will stand proud, though, with your king at your side, and always bow low to help those who desire to rid themselves of the chains they carry and trade them in for the crown they've earned. J.L. Wyman. I like that one. Rooted in strength. Alright. Don't allow the pains of your past to grow on you like a phantom limb. Use your ruins to build beautiful kingdoms and castles, rather than allowing them to tear you down. I don't deserve it, and neither do you. Protect your soul. Become its mate. You are royalty. We all are. Solene Bossari. I really like that one. Well said, Queen. I held on until my hands began to bleed. My palms were scarred, and I no longer knew the difference between my lifelines and the reminders you left upon them. A.D. Woods. You are who you are, and no matter how hard you try pretending to be whole, I know you are a broken puzzle, trying to find all the right pieces. I honor that part of you that yearns to be put back together. Adrian Michael Green. That was interesting. We hang like a chandelier in an empty church. Derelict and damned, we are cursed to have our lights burn for no one. The Poetry Bandit. We're in interesting times, and I kind of felt that one. That I rejected in a way as well. Alright, as I lay dying, silence speaks volumes of pages, of chapters, of novels, of never-ending distance placed between family, between friends, between lovers. But words, oh words, how clumsily they fall, dislodging from your throat in a tumbling, dizzying downpour of vowels and syllables and mistakes. Words are sharper than the pinprick of a needle. Enough now. Hear me when I say, heat escapes open mouths, even when you trust them. The sun and the dawn all exhale steady breaths, and lips find other lips, find other lips, find other lips. Allison Molly. I like that one a lot. Alright, the man gotta step their game up, you feel me? The ladies is killing it. Something about sharks and lions and pissed off junkyard dogs. Something about baring your teeth and letting them gleam. Something about letting the next year know you are human, but you fight like something otherworldly. Jared W. I know that's right. I don't think I could ever be a great writer. Me and you both, King. Excuse me. I don't think I could ever be a great writer. I can't be honest enough when I write on these paper walls. So much of me is hidden beneath a veneer of strength that isolates me from everyone. Being strong has always helped me build communities for other people. But almost no one really knows why I sometimes wake up breathless and waste entire days trying to catch it again. My father told me we connect in our weakness, not our strength. I can't stop thinking about that. Analog de Leon. Now that one is touching for me. I relate to that a lot. And that's the guy that edited this book. Pretty nice. You may know your worth, but that doesn't mean you value it. Horacio Jones. That is fucking profound. I know a lot of people like that. Most definitely behaved like that in my past. It's very true. You may know your worth, but that doesn't mean you value it. Does that boil down to capacity or being stuck in a loop? Self-worthiness, that's lacking. This fucking melting pot of a bunch of shit, you know what I mean? It's short but true. What's to be made of sea and silt, of obstruction, of the porous and eroding? What of an indisposed Atlantic coast, left with nothing, nothing but names, naively engraved, though permanence has no favor here amongst the drifts? I have taken a tally of fingers and they're tasting the wind. Felt coercion as a passerby, to move, to follow, to heed. Yet the bottoms of my feet are rough from this directionless roaming. I have whispered breathy sonnets in smoke-filled exhalations of wild plumes, risen with the rapid nature of currents, to seek, to speak, to hope. Yet even still coal is not of my makeup, to shrivel just to be desired, to be fueled, to be consumed. What's to be made of fire and ember, of discord, of what is left dry? I will not be left to burn. Sarah Maria. I like that one as well. Plucked. You give me wings just to pluck each feather from my back and watch me crash back to earth. Topher Kirby. Sounds like my man's been in love. I feel you, King. I am more than warm flesh. The scarred skin that covers my organs and cushions my bones wasn't meant for anything more. That sway in my hips is nothing more than something I was forced to learn when I barely knew how to walk. I am more than the wintry ocean blue swimming in my eyes. That glint is nothing more than panic. That wide-eyed expression is nothing more than fear. I am more than the breath in my lungs, a vessel to break and belittle. I was born with lungs meant to breathe air and a voice that is meant to be heard, not stifled. I am intelligence, capable of making my own mind. I am heart, loving as hard as I can on the ones that matter. I am soul, caring, gentle. I am more than the pain I've endured. I am more than what you made out of me. I am everything you never could be. And I bet that's not something you expected. Sarah Dottie. I relate to this one a lot. And I guessed and assumed that it was a woman that wrote it as I was reading it, as I feel a lot of women could relate to her words. That was a good one. Carnivore. You feasted on my carrion, a meal perfectly prepared for a savage beast, with an appetite only my broken soul could satisfy. Alison Teresa. Excuse me. I really like that one. I've met women that have dealt with such beasts. And I can relate. Blame it on my feminine nature, yeah? It mainly sits on the throne. Don't tell me you love the rain when you don't stay to watch her dry after she's fallen for you. Lauren Eden. Damn. Shout out to all my queens. You feel me? Maybe, just maybe, your soulmate is nothing more than a reflection of yourself, teaching you to love every perfect heart to reach a perfection of you. Because if you can love someone in spite of theirs, why not yours? Damn. Now that's raw. AC Sparks. That is some real shit right there. Which kind of speaks to, you really can't know how to love if you don't know how to love yourself, you know? You could never love anybody properly if you don't know how to love yourself properly. And what does it mean to love oneself properly? To me, it means a peaceful love, a consistent one rooted in groundedness and satisfaction, purposeful, disciplined, with a profound, radiating sense of healing for oneself and for others. A patient love, a present love. One with a determination to improve for one's own sake. It just spills into others. An overflowing cup. A nurtured self. And if I can give all this to myself, also a light and joyous, adventurous spirit. You know what I mean? Maintaining and fostering that. If I can give all this to myself, then I can give all this to another. And that is what that means to me. You are not worthy of a soulmate if you don't see the worthiness in yourself, if you don't love yourself properly. You know, that must be addressed first. You are your first love. And how you treat your first love is quite the, you know, the framework for how you would treat your second. And if you have children, finally your third. You know. Anyways, let's see. Let's do 3 more. I am not the budding flower on the tree you sit under. I am not the sweet fruit that you savor on a summer afternoon. I am not the many leaves that wither away in the cold. I am the roots running deeper, stronger, firmly holding every branch, every fruit, every leaf together. I am what you cannot see, yet I am a simple truth, infusing life in the complexities. I am what nurtures. I am the foundations of what you seek. I exist to create. Paradox and metaphors. I like that one. Anger is a mask that I have grown to wear a little too well. Kate Foster. I don't quite understand that one. Anger is a mask that I have grown to wear a little too well. But if it's a mask, what does that mean? That it's not real? I don't quite understand that one. I'm having trouble relating to it. Here's another one about anger. Dear anger, you are sadness turned inward. Take the balm of forgiveness and apply it over your heart. Love your spirit. I really, really, really like that one. And I very much relate to it. Alright, we will end it right there. And I have to go drink some apple juice later.